Hey everybody, it's me, Gazbot, and it's Wednesday, and I'm speaking in a sing-songy way, I don't know why. So I now, fingers crossed, I'm all caught up on my sketch card commission roughs. I still have to transfer them to the cards. Today is Wednesday, next week the kid is off school, so that's gonna be rough in terms of getting artwork done. Today, I just dropped her off, but I have to go back in like a little over an hour to there's like some kind of, it's not Thanksgiving. They often have like holiday parties not named. Like they don't have a Halloween party, they have Spider Day, and they're not having a Thanksgiving party, they're having like Friendship Feast and things like that. So anyway, they're having Friendship Feast, and I need to go back and help with that from 10:30 to 11:45. So I'm gonna go get a cup of coffee, try to work on the Hard 4. I was working on a layout page for page 8 or 9. I was doing thumbnails, and I wanted to bring the thumbnails, not to pencils necessarily, but a little bit more finished than they were, and that's going to be what I'm mainly working on. Plus, I got to make a couple phone calls to some vendors and my doctor, who still isn't calling me back, so I've been calling them every day. And I also got to put air in the tires. I did that the other day. Right, other car. Now it's cold, this car needs air in the tires. So I got to do all that in the next hour and 15 minutes, and then head back to the school. And then I'm going to have a weird half hour after school where it will be not worth going home. So I probably will like go for a walk or sit in my car and work on the iPad or make a phone call or something. But it's going to be a weird, it's about a half hour I'll have to kill. So, but maybe more. It doesn't matter. I'm going to the coffee shop and I'm going to try to make phone calls while drawing and also eating and drinking coffee before I do. I'm multitasking. The math, I actually have a little bit over an hour, closer to an hour and a half, so I am going to do some kind of warm-up sketch first, because I'm feeling stiff and rusty since yesterday, which is a good feeling, as opposed to being stiff and rusty since a week ago, a month ago, whatever. It's the coldest morning we've had so far, and I'm loving it. Maybe 35-40 minutes doing this Godzilla drawing. I chose Godzilla because I draw Godzilla a lot, but also I wanted to put it on social media, and no matter what kaiju I draw, generally speaking, Godzilla, the alpha king of the monsters, gets the most engagement. But the real thing I was practicing was an upshot forced perspective, which is something I practice over and over again, and I've gotten better at, but I still struggle with. And as someone who draws a lot of kaiju, I should be better at it, so I did that first. Then I shared it to all the social media, which took longer than I wanted it to. This is a panel from the end, near the end of issue 3 that is inked and finished. I'm showing you this because this was a reference I used to clean up the layout. I'm calling it a layout, I'm calling it a thumbnail, but they're getting kind of close to pencils. And I finished that panel, but now I gotta get going. Near my mom's house, I did finish up another panel. Actually, I finished all the panels, I think, except for this top one, which is a flashback to the factory, which is why I have these imported. It's a view I haven't done, but I'm trying to Frankenstein together from other views. And it probably doesn't matter and no one will notice, but I want it to match as best I can. So, but they're closing up soon, so I'm gonna leave here, go do a Ross return and a few other things before heading back to my mom's. I went to Dollar Tree to see if they have Thanksgiving stuff, but also I saw somebody post, and I'm not sure which dollar store it was, but they had like little Santa jackets that would fit 6-inch action figures, which I desperately need for my 6-inch action figures. And I might check out that thrift shop. No Thanksgiving at all, nothing. But I did get some bows and tags and wrapping paper for Christmas for a good price, and I don't know if I'm all set, but I'm mostly set. However, no little jackets. And I was gonna go to the thrift store, but I got a big old armful of Christmas cheer, so I gotta stash this in the trunk. Maybe I'll drive over to the thrift store, even though it's like 5 feet. I'm gonna do that. Well, that was a bust. It was weird. It's not a Salvation Army or like a Goodwill, it's a thrift store. It reminded me of like what a Goodwill or a Salvation Army was like 20 years ago. Kind of well organized, feels like kind of like a well curated yard sale, except that the prices were terrible. They were all like really high for everything they had. They had a little holiday shop area that you had to go in through a separate door, but it was all Christmas, no Thanksgiving. So now I'm going to Ross. They have a lot here. I've been tempted by this Matrix a few times. I'm gonna get this Skeletor figure for $10. I don't need, oh wait a minute, is there something loose in here? Anyway, I'm gonna get it. Hopefully that's normal. Hopefully. Is it one switch turns all the lights on? Oh, ha ha ha!
Yeah, it's a little tiny.
Birdie.
Dad,
Oh, let's, ooh!
look, that one looks like it's
like shiny. That one.
Oh, yeah. Thursday morning, cat puke. Cat puke on, not this one, probably that one, on the couch. That's cool. I love it. I'm so happy. This Tron spinner has been broken for a long time. In past videos I've talked about, I had this 1-Up arcade, played it for a while, stopped working. Ordered a replacement, they gave me a replacement, stopped working. Read how to like disconnect it, reconnect it, that should reset settings. Did it, didn't reset settings. So it only spins one way, it won't spin both ways like it's supposed to. So it's technically playable, but it's like on super hard mode. I'm out of warranty. I could ask them to send me another replacement part, but it might not work again. And I was looking into third-party solutions, which seem a little bit more difficult to fix. I'd wanted to get this done before the holiday party we're having in like 3 weeks, but I feel like it's not gonna happen, especially with all the other things that I have to handle before then. Thursday, the last full day I'll have here. I spent a half hour, instead of doing a warm-up, I spent a half hour work on this Jet Jaguar, which I might turn into a print eventually, so I was working on the inks. And then I did a little bit of phone calls and housekeeping stuff, and then I finished up, well, I can't show you that. I finished up the last panel of roughs / pencils for page, what was that, not 8, and I started the layouts for page 9, and I'm cleaning them up because they're a little bit complicated. So my hope is to have the layouts for page 9 cleaned up so that they're more than thumbnails, they're more than layouts, more than thumbnails, less than pencils. That's the plan. About 12. Theoretically, I could work for another half hour. I'm not feeling very good. I need to get things. I've talked about trying to contact my daughter, fix me. I'm okay. Just again, I'm not like dying or anything, but I'm having symptoms and I'm having trouble. And I've been calling my doctor every day this week. And every time I call, I get a message center that isn't at the doctor's office, that then sends me to the doctor's office, but I don't get my doctor's voicemail, I get their assistant's voicemail. And I left 2 messages Monday, 1 Tuesday, 1 Wednesday, and I've left 2 today. They are open from 8 to 4:30. I've called at 8:30, I've called at 11, I've called at 12, I've called at 4, like I've called all different times a day. No one ever picks up, no one's leaving messages. And my messages are getting shorter and more curt. Like, call me, I'm frustrated. So anyway, all that stays. I don't feel very good. I'm gonna go, there's a Ross right near here that once or twice I've had crazy good luck. So I'm just gonna hit that Ross and then I'm gonna head to the school early. And maybe I'll sit there and try to get some stuff done in the car, but yeah. Meanwhile, I got a medium amount of work done today. I put in hours, but I feel like the work was just coming slow, and probably partially because I don't feel great, so I'm having trouble. I was focusing fine. I just don't have, I feel like I'm in slow motion. There you go. Okay, I'll see you later. Look at this puppet up. A minute, look at their nose. Oh, a minute ago, their nose was going back and forth like, maybe they'll do it again. Hey, pup, let's see your nose. Come on, they can't hear me. Come on, let's see your nose. I might need to take a shower. Well, I do need to take a shower. I don't know if I need to take one tonight or tomorrow. Let me rephrase that. I should take a shower. Do I feel motivated enough to take one now, or will I wait until tomorrow? If I take a shower, I'm gonna like get in bed and maybe not go to sleep, but just like relax. If I don't take a shower, then I'm gonna go upstairs and maybe do some cleaning and sorting and things in the bedroom. And I think that's better to do something with that, which is harder to motivate myself to do than take a shower, which I will do tomorrow at the worst case scenario. In the morning, the kid has a parade at her school. I will be getting up to drop her off and to watch the parade. It's not that long and it's right in the beginning, so that's good. But I want to get up a little extra early so I can go get a cup of coffee to drink while I'm standing outside in the cold watching the parade. Typically I go to one of my local coffee shops, but the thing they're not good for is getting a coffee to go because they take a while, the lines are long, sometimes the to-go cups aren't amazing. But Starbucks we're not going to because they're trying to unionize, and so we don't want to support that until they get their contract signed. So it seems like Dunkin' Donuts would be the place to go, which is a little bit further. So I want to get up early enough to go get a Dunkin' Donuts coffee to hold in my little paws while I'm watching my little cub do her parade. Then I got to come home, and there's another vendor meeting. When I say vendor, I mean people that are working on the house or doing things. Like I had the electrician out again today, and somebody else. Who else was here? We had somebody checking for mold. Tomorrow, Terminex is coming out to check for termites, which they were here a couple days ago, but they were checking the house. Now they're checking the traps. There just seems like, again, I've talked about this before, like I'm very lucky and privileged that we own a house. I never in my life thought I'd own a house. And there's a lot of upsides, but the big downside is just the maintenance. And the maintenance, half of it, most of it, I don't even do. But you still have to meet people constantly just to test things and check things. And I gotta look at the meter. I gotta check your water. And sometimes it doesn't cost us money. Sometimes it costs a little money. Sometimes it costs a lot of money. But always there's and it seems to come in waves too. Like I feel like I hadn't had to deal with like much house stuff for a while. And the last week or two, it's been like electrician twice, mold guy, Terminex. This will be the third time because we got a fungus thing, so I had to meet someone for that outside, literally just mushrooms growing in like the wood on this thing in our back. It's called a pergola. It's terrible. I hate it. It was here when we moved in, and it's like it's not nothing, and it's not like a nice shade that'll protect you from the sun and the rain. It's just like wooden slats above you that don't give you. It's just like decoration, I guess. I don't know what the point of it is, but it's infested with fungus. So it needs to be fixed or tore down or replaced. And so that's what we're dealing with. I'm forgetting, there's other things too that I'm forgetting, but just like lots of stuff like that, which is all fine. Again, it's like first world problems, but it's just been taking up a lot of my time. Why was I talking about that? I don't even know. Oh, because I got to get back and deal with I got to deal with the Terminex people and then something else too tomorrow. I can't remember what. And then now we're into the weekend. And then next week, no school. And then Thanksgiving. And then the following week, we have a holiday Christmas party. Yeah, it's coming up. And then there's going to be more. Yeah, I feel like, I've talked about this before, but I feel like the last, let's say, year, I've been doing better, more consistent artwork than I have in a couple years. And specifically on the comic, too. And the kind of, and I've been focusing my art on the kind of things I want to do and taking more specific client work, where it's like Ultraman and Godzilla and things that, I want to focus on. And it's good and bad. It's bad because I feel like, oh man, I'm not getting as much done as I'd like to, and I don't have as much time as I want. But it's like, even with all of that, I'm doing way better than I was a year ago. And I'm even doing better than I was 6 months ago. Like, I feel like I was doing better and I ramped up to get the Kickstarter for issue 3. And then since issue 3, I've just kept going and haven't slowed down. All right, so I guess what I'm saying is I'm doing a good job. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. The Black Series Princess Leia figure I've had for a while. I got this on clearance at Ross a couple years ago. And this is the one I got for my birthday. Now, I don't know if you could tell which one is better. Let's look at the faces, right? And this one's got soft goods and this one doesn't. But yeah, in case it's unclear, this figure's a million times better. I don't know what happened with this one. It does look like water clouds. I don't know what you would call it, but like a spray. Water mist, yeah. It's interesting. It's kind of neat looking, isn't it?
Yeah.
Friday, walking in the rain. Just got done seeing the kid do her little balloon parade, which they did rain or shine. They kind of had it under an enclosure, but we all got a little wet. I had the bright idea, as I talked about, of going to Dunkin' Donuts, and I was like, you know what? Sometimes I have a hard time getting her out of the house in time. She could have a Dunkin' Donuts breakfast too. That'll excite her, get her going quicker, and it sort of did. And we got out of the house in time to go pick up Dunkin' Donuts. We were gonna maybe sit there and eat it and then go to the school. Traffic on the way to Dunkin' Donuts, which is 5 minutes from my house. Then a huge line, even though I ordered ahead to pick it up, and then traffic on the way back. Then we got to the school, and every parent in the world was parked. So I'm walking like half a mile to the parking spot. I was like, this is bad. You're gonna miss the parade. I'm gonna miss the parade. I'm a bad parent. This was a terrible idea. And she's such a sweetie. She's like, well, that's all right. It's raining. They might cancel it. I'm like, I don't think so. And we probably shouldn't have got to Dunkin' Donuts. She's like, I love Dunkin' Donuts. This is fine. And she's such a good kid. But I'm like, I'm really sorry. But we got here and it was fine. Everybody was late because they had all the same problems I did. And got her in, got me in. We weren't even the last ones there. Parade went, watched her, took some pictures. Perfect, good. Now I just gotta figure out what to do with myself for the next less than 2 hours. Yeah, I don't know, because there's the vendor coming. I might just go home. I'm not gonna go home because I have an eBay sale to send, and In the last 3 days, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Etsy sales, which is awesome. I guess the holiday season upon us, or maybe I just got lucky, but I gotta go drop these off at the post office. So that's what I'm gonna do. All right, dropped off my stuff at the post office, and this will shock you, but I think I'm gonna go to a coffee shop, the Press Espresso near me that I don't go to as often, because I realized I do have almost 2 hours if I don't go far from home. And I have stuff I need to do at home, but I've been wanting to, I like that it's overcast and cold and rainy. And I've been wanting to sit in the coffee shop and work and sip my coffee in the rain. And every day it has not worked out that way. And I'm like, it's very rainy and gloomy out. Oh, I'll go to the coffee shop. Now, luckily, I planned ahead and I did bring my iPad this time, so I'll be able to work. And yeah, I also, luckily there was no one in there because I wanted a receipt, because I don't know if I mentioned this, but a lot of times I just drop it off because I prepay at home. And it's fine, and I've never had a problem, except I recently did. A package, luckily it wasn't that expensive, but it was a Star Wars figure I sold. I mailed it like a week and a half ago, and I was like, oh, that's weird. It seems like it hasn't got there yet. And it just is said, waiting for, basically the verbiage is that like the postage was printed, but the post office doesn't have it yet. And sometimes I will drop it off at like a, I don't know what the names of mailboxes, etc., or postal spot, you know, where they're not a post office, but they're like an aggregate for FedEx and UPS, and you could drop it off there. And I've done that a few times, and it's worked fine. And they usually are like, do you want a receipt? I'm like, that's fine, here, take it. Now I wish I got a receipt, because I don't know where I dropped that package. I don't know if it was the post office, if it was one of many of these places that might have been near my house, my mom's house. So I can't even go in and be like, where's my package? It's sort of just lost. So I contacted the person and told them, hey, did you get it? Is it just like a clerical error? And they're like, no. I'm like, well, it might be lost. I'm like, well, they're being really cool. Like, give it a day. I'm like, so I'm gonna give it a day or two, and then I'm probably gonna have to refund them, and I will lose that money. Now, luckily, like I said, it's not nothing. It's like about $30, but it could have been worse, because some of the things I'm selling were going for more than that. So I'm bummed, but it's kind of my own fault for not getting a receipt. So I got a receipt today, and now I'm gonna go to the coffee shop. All right, it's 11, so I was there for, I don't know, an hour and a half, and I did a 30-minute warm-up sketch. I was thinking about, I wanted to do a warm-up sketch / something that I could post on social media. And like yesterday, I was like, I'll do Godzilla, because I know that'll get a lot of hits. Today I did something so not social media good for me, is try to draw a Monster High girl, for a couple reasons. One, my kid likes Monster High. Two, I kind of like Monster High too. It's a cool concept. It's like Barbies, but they're monsters, and it's fun. But I was also thinking, you know, I want to try to do more not sketch covers, more variant covers. And the smaller publishers and the smaller titles are going to be easier to do. And there is a Monster High comic, and it would be cool. And I've thought of My Little Pony too, because thinking of the things that my kid likes, thinking of comics that we buy. But weirdly, I think My Little Pony would be harder for me, and I'd be less interested in it. Not that I wouldn't do it, but Monster High, I'm like, oh, that's that sweet spot where it's sort of something like in my wheelhouse, but it's not really. And, you know, but if I wanted to ever be considered for that, I should probably show that I could do it. And I can't right now, because I did look at, I was going to do Frankie Stein, who's sort of what I guess is, I consider the main character. I don't know if others would, but she seems to be the main character, who's like a Frankenstein girl. And I was going to base it on the doll that my kid has. But Monster High's been out for a while. 10 years, 20 years, I don't even know. And there's been different variations, permutations of outfits, hairstyles. Even the basic look has changed slightly. And the dolls are different than the comic. And then there's like printed art that is different than both of them. So I was trying to do that. And also the proportions are different. It's almost like drawing like Mickey Mouse or something. Even though it's like a humanoid female girl, they're not done to normal proportions or even superhero proportions. They have their own thing. And so I'm trying to copy that and do my own style. And I wasn't just like, let me figure out how to draw this. Because once or twice I've drawn them by just sort of like looking at an image and more or less copying it for the kid. But I just tried to do it like a dynamic, interesting image with a character that I can't really draw in weird proportions. And so I spent a half hour doing it, and I didn't really even finish it. Didn't come out that great. I think the concept is good, but I need to spend hours to get it to look where I wanted to. And that's what I did. I didn't spend hours. I just did 30 minutes. And I'll probably post up the kind of half-finished thing in the shorter version of what I just said to you. Then I worked on the Horror 4 layouts for whatever page I'm working on, 9, I think. And I kind of finished up one panel and started another. And these are panels that have backgrounds. I was doing a lot of like battles and things where it was difficult because of the angle and things like that, but it was a lot of just working on the page. I wasn't needing to get reference. I was just trying to figure stuff out mechanically, mathematically. And now I'm doing things where I'm like, oh wait, what did that location look like? Let me pull in a page from the other issue. So I am doing reference, but I'm trying to let myself, and I've talked about this before, let go of being too persnickety and too perfect where, oh, the TV isn't there. And in this panel, I want to show the staircase and the TV, but that really couldn't work because so what? I move it over a few inches. I fake the perspective. You know, most people aren't going to remember, oh, like 20 pages ago, that chair wasn't there. Like, most people aren't going to notice any of this. And if they do, well, hey, you're a super fan and feel free to call me out, you know? Like, and so I'm trying to use it as like more of a stylistic reference and a basic placement reference, as opposed to every nut and bolt and screw and piece of paper being exactly the same. And I think part of the reason I get so uptight about that is two reasons. One, I come from animation where you would build a background and then move the characters in it. So the background always was perfect and you had to, you know, if it was a close-up, you had to make sure it was there and whatever. So there's a part of me that I think got affected because of that. And the other part is coming up through the image years where I drew a lot of like extreme, just blood in the background or nothing, or like, you know, lines or nothing. And, you know, and there was a lot of criticism of that, not me specifically, but like, you know, oh, these image guys, they don't draw backgrounds. You can't tell what's happening. And part of it was like, there was negativity, but part of it was true that you just couldn't follow the story. And so I talk a lot about wanting clarity and not wanting to do that. And so I worry about it maybe more than I should because of that, but I gotta go back to the house, meet the vendor. Bye. After school, played in front of the school, went to the park, went to the grocery store to pick up just turkey, but ended up getting just about everything for for Thanksgiving and for the holiday Christmas party we're having. Came home, had to give her a snack. Then she had this cat balloon that popped, and that was drama. And yeah, I've been laying in bed for 20 minutes. It's a little teeny bit chilly, which I've been enjoying. I'm not complaining, but something I do. My tootsies get cold, and I kind of fold them up under my thighs, and it warms them right up. So that's a tip from me to you, how to warm up your tootsies. Yeah, look at me, I'm shredding papers. Exciting. It's been a lazy morning. Saturday. I like having this curtain open. We don't have it a lot in the summer because it turns this place into a microwave oven or a convection oven. It cooks us, is what I'm saying. But right now it's nice. A little late, had breakfast with the family, and I'm toying with the idea of going to a coffee shop for just an hour or two and trying to draw, because then I'm on duty at 1, and then tomorrow we're doing house stuff, and then I have a week of the kid with no school where I may get a few minutes here or there to draw, but generally I won't have a lot of time to work. I could justify going out to the coffee shop because it's right next to this post office, and I have some kind of photo mode on, and I need to drop off this box, but I forgot that this is the post office that is not open at all on Saturday, not reduced hours, but just not at all. And their little box for drop off is too small to take any box, really, just envelopes. So, boo-hoo-hoo.
To like appreciate the art and look what's going on.
Right.
I have to like work hard at doing that. It's like, and I want to, it's just hard for my brain.
I feel like that's more difficult with manga because it just flows and it's just lines and it's fast.
So I think that's part of why I like watching anime more, because it's not up to me to like pace and pay attention. You know, it's just I just have to watch it.
Right.
Are we still beep, 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 beep.
Going to see Wicked. Wait, no. For good. Wicked for good. Sunday night, I'm out here getting mail. My mom is over. She's staying over, which is good because I got to go get a heart test tomorrow that I was going to bring the kid to, but then it was first thing in the morning, and people are coming to clean the fungus out of our roof first thing in the morning, and somebody else is coming to do something else first thing in the morning. So I'm going to be able to get out, and I'll deal with the roofer. Tech advisor Azuki will deal with the other person. My mom will deal with the kid. I'll go get my test. I'll come back, and then my mom will go get the exact same test, and I will watch her dog. That's the beginning of our vacation, Thanksgiving vacation week. Meanwhile, today, did a lot of house stuff in the morning, watched the kid, went to see Wicked, went and did some food shopping, kind of getting ready for Thanksgiving. No art at all today. Yeah, I played one round of Fortnite. I did do that. Monday morning, on my way to the doctor, I dealt with the roofers. My mom was watching the kid. I got her set up with breakfast. Have not had a coffee. Well, I had a coffee, but it wasn't caffeinated because I don't know if you should have caffeinated coffee before you get a heart test. So we'll see. All done. I got here a little late because I went to the wrong building, but it all worked out and it was pretty quick. Kind of uncomfortable. It was like a sonogram for the heart, which is not what it's called. It's called a echocardiogram. That's what it's called. But the procedure wasn't difficult, the test, whatever procedure. But laying on my side just got awkward and uncomfortable after a while. but it was relatively quick. I could have had caffeine, she said. And then, yeah, so I'm leaving. My mom is watching the kid. She said I could stop and get a coffee, so I'm gonna see. Maybe I will get a coffee. I didn't eat breakfast, so I'll do that and maybe do like a 30-minute drawing at the coffee shop. I'm gonna check in with her to see if that's okay. Roofer's just finished. Have someone else working. My mom is at the doctor's. I'm babysitting the dog. Kid is almost done with lunch. And this new Ultra Magnus is fantastic, and it's gonna go right there where the other one used to be, which is now up for sale. Which is a big part of my Transformers collection lately, is buying the new version of the one that's already in my case and replacing it to sell. So I have a little bit of time. I did the 30-minute sketch earlier, and now I imported all of the sketch card roughs onto my computer. I have them in Photoshop, and I am removing the color and otherwise prepping them for printout. So for example, oops, hold on. I am in the wrong thing here. There. So I put, what is happening? So I'm putting an opacity layer to make the whole thing 50% less bright. And then I will erase the little Ultraman and the color and that. Then I'll convert the whole thing into grayscale. Don't merge. Discard. And then I'll save this, but then I'll resave it, save as a copy to a JPEG. And that is what I'll actually print from. I've already done 5 of these. So I finished that one, and then I gotta do this. I got 2 more. Oh, because that was 6. All right, they were all successfully transferred, converted, etc. Went to print one out and got this, which means I haven't used my printer in so long I have to clean the heads, which is something that happens to me constantly because I use my printer every few months, maybe a little less than, maybe once, no more than once a month, put it that way. And so I guess I gotta clean the printer heads. Well, I printed out all of the printouts. I did the carbon, graphite on the back of all of them. Converted them to the card series they need to go to, as well as filling out the back of each one with my website, my signature, and the name of the character. So those are all set to go. I need to cut and tape them as the next step. But I got more done today than I thought I would. All right, it's Tuesday morning. Very awake. Getting a new water heater today. That's on our list of things to take care of. So last night I had to clear a spot in the garage because we have a lot of junk. And this morning I had to quick move the fit, our car out of the way. Now I'm gonna go in and make some breakfast for the kid and me and start that part of the day. And then after they're done with the water heater, we might go out and have some kind of adventures out of the house. Well, no water heater. And we've had no water on since he got here a little after 8, which is fine, except then I couldn't have a second cup of coffee. More importantly, when you go to the bathroom, you can't flush. Or more precisely, you get 1 flush per toilet. Then you can't wash your hands. So I've been using wet wipes and then hand sanitizer, which I guess gets your hands clean, but it feels kind of gross. So yeah, waiting for him to come back with the new one, and yeah. Post office accomplished. Next stop, Walmart, and then Target to get a prescription, and then we'll worry about dinner. There's a new water heater. Hooray!